Well, we're about ready for baseball in the third game of the day on the third day of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament at Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Josh Eldridge. So glad that you're with us today. We're off to a little bit of a late start. This game scheduled to start at about 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, but because of a delay earlier today, this game got pushed back about 50 minutes, but we are ready to go. The LANDER LOBOS taking on the Calgary Blues. The Blues, the visiting team, the Lobos, the home team, and each team is 0-2 in American League play in this regional tournament. In pool play, the Calgary Blues have lost to Kelso Premier and Klamath Falls, and LANDER has also lost to Kelso Premier and Klamath Falls. So this is to decide who is the 3 and who is the 4 seed. Each of these teams already know that they are destined for the consolation games tomorrow. But now just trying to figure out if they are going to play for the 3rd seed or the 4th seed. But we're about ready to go as the LANDER Lobos are tossing Keegan Stevenson out on the mound. We'll get you the rest of the starters and some numbers on Stevenson as we get things started for the LANDER Lobos. Stevenson this season, this is his 9th start of the year. He's got an ERA of 4.7. Here is the first pitch, and it is called strike 1 to get things started this afternoon. Leading off for the AAA Blues is Joey Buse. The 0-1 is popped up, out of play, foul, 0-2. So it's Buse, Trones, Anderson, the top 3 in the order for Calgary, then Florendine, Carlson, Newens, Davidson, Quip, Lazzarato, and Yohemus. As the fastball misses high, 1-0 to Joey Buse. Just underway from Klamath Falls. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is swung on and missed. Stevenson pulled the string on Buse and got him on strikes. 1 away. Around the diamond for the LANDER Lobos. Behind the dish, it is Evan Stevenson. Ryan Strover at 3rd and Carey at short. Taylor Pierce at 2nd. Conor Higginbotham at 1st. Olson in left. Reese in center. And Martin in right. Here's the pitch to Trones. It is grounded foul off the inside foot of Trones. He's going to take a lap for a second. And the count 0-1. Already seen some great baseball today. The game started with a win for the Nelson Baseball Club over the Rock Springs Spartans. Game ended in a 6-4 win for the undefeated Nelson Baseball Club so far. The second game of the day saw the Calgary Premier team beat Rock Springs. Nelson beat Clark County this morning. And the Rock Springs Spartans went down to Calgary Premier 10-2 earlier today. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's going to miss high, a ball on a strike. The pitch from Keegan Stevenson. That's going to come in, and that caught Trones in the helmet. He's going to be okay and sprint down the first base line to show that he's okay. Trones aboard at first with 1 away. Something neat for LANDER. Keegan Stevenson, the pitcher, and Evan Stevenson, his younger brother, the catcher. So the battery, a pair of brothers for the LANDER Lobos. We'll see how their chemistry continues this afternoon as Paxton Reese, the player who's been catching for LANDER these first 2 games, finds himself in center field to start the game. The left-handed hitting Roland Anderson hits one in the air to center field. Back is Paxton Reese. And he will... No, that won't be a catch out in center. Now advancing to 3rd is going to be Trones. So an error on the play in center puts runners at 2nd and 3rd for Rylan Florendine, apologies. And the thing for the AAA Blues is we've talked about it a couple times throughout this tournament, but if you haven't seen it so far, this Blues ball club is more of an all-star team than a squad that plays together all season. As the first pitch is hit high to left field, Olsen over a few steps, battling the sun, and Olsen will make the catch, tagging from third to score is Trones. He is in there to score the opening run of the ball game as the Blues are up 1-0. 2 away now in the top of the first. And as we were saying, this AAA Blues Club more or less an all-star team, so together they've only played 10 games. This is the 10th game they've played together as a squad, so sample size for the stats together is a little bit lower, but still a solid team. And this Blues ball club, they've come close, hung in there a few times with a few teams. They can definitely swing the bat, but the issue for the Blues so far this tournament has been pitching. They've given up 14 runs and 16 runs in the 2 games they've played so far. The first pitch to Carlson misses low. Noah Carlson batting now. Carlson, a 200 hitter with the Blues this year. Here's the 1-0. It's going to be taken outside, 2-0. As the Blues in their blue uniforms, the Lander Lobos in kind of a green-black gradient. Their pants start green, then fade into black. That's got white pinstripes up and down the side. Their jerseys are black with green sleeves. The 2-0 pitch is called ball 3. And we'll see what Keegan Stevenson comes with here. Throw over to second, and back safely is Anderson. 1-0 in the top of the first, and Calgary leads. That is a called strike 1 on the outer third. 3-1 they count. Appreciate you being with us wherever you are, however you're watching. On mybasin.com, coming to you from Klamath Falls, Oregon. It's about an hour and a half east of Interstate 5, just right off Highway 97. So our vantage point faces south tonight at legendary Kiger Stadium. The 3-1 popped up in the infield. Strover underneath it. He loses it, and that one's going to drop. Now rounding third and headed for home is Anderson. The throw is in time. The tag is not applied. Anderson slides in underneath the tag, and the Blues take a 2-0 lead. It's a base hit for the Blues. And the batter Carlson ended up at first on that play. This brings up Cash Newens. Batting from the right side. Newens is batting 176. The pitch is line to left field, foul. After that foul ball, an 0-1 count. Newen settles into the front of the box. Keegan Stevenson fires in strike 2. 0-2 now. Coming set is Stevenson. Now he delivers the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses high, now 1-2. One hit in the inning for the Blues has led to 2 runs after the error in center field allowed a runner to get into scoring position. The 1-2 is a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Ricochets off Stevenson and gets through into center field for a base hit. Now that gets under the center fielder Reese's glove. Now breaking for third is Carlson. The throw is going to be not in time. Headed to second now is Newens, and heads up base running by the Blues. Puts 2 runners in scoring position with 2 away. Now it's up to see if Keegan Stevenson is all right. He's shaking his hand out there. It's his throwing hand as that ball came right back at him. He tried to field it, but it certainly ricocheted against him. And now head coach Reese coming out of the dugout there, Trying to make sure that his player is okay. The Lander, Wyoming Lobos were Wyoming state champions for 16 to 18U Babe Ruth games this season. So it's going to be Cody Davidson to bat now for Calgary as he steps into the right-handed batter's box. Newman's aboard at second, and at third it's Carlson. 2 away in a 2-0 ball game as Calgary leads. Here's the pitch. It's taken high and in for ball 1. On deck is Bennett Quip. The pitch is going to skip away from the catcher Stevenson. It is 2-0 and no runners advancing. Big lead off a second by Newens. He looks about halfway to third base by the time this pitch is thrown. Count 3-0. You can see him at the top of your screen if you're watching the video stream. Newens, the lead off a second. He keeps creeping off the bag. No one's there to hold him to it, and he is taking advantage. The 3-0 is taken for strike 1. Here's the 3-1. It is swung on and missed. The inside changeup had Davidson out in front. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. Down goes Davidson on strikes to end the inning, but Calgary scores 2 on 2 hits. They leave 2 stranded. They lead 2-0 as we head to the bottom of the first as we continue your coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Stadium on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Trones getting the start for Calgary in the bottom of the first inning. Batting order for the Lander Logos goes like this. Taylor Pierce, the second baseman, hits first, followed by Whelan, the extra player. Evan Stevenson, the catcher, hits third, and Paxton Reese, the center fielder, bats fourth. Ty Martin is the right fielder, hitting fifth, followed by Conor Higginbotham. Keegan Stevenson, the pitcher, hits next, and then Olsen in left, carry it short, and Strover at third. The starting 9 for the Lander Lobos. Leading things off is Pierce. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. Here's the first pitch from Trones. Comes in high and will miss 1-0. Trones, in his second start with the Blues this season, has an ERA of 4.6. Here's the 1-0. Comes in high and misses high again. 2 balls, no strikes. Around the diamond for the Blues, it's Anderson behind the dish. Davidson at third, Florentine at short. Yohemis at second, Lazzarato at first. Quip, Buse, and Carlson in the outfield. Here's the 2-0. Comes inside and misses 3-0 now to Pierce. The 3-0 misses, and aboard with a 4-pitch walk is Pierce. That brings up Justin Whelan. Whelan this season batting .392. This is his 22nd game with the ball club this season. Strike one called. Back in the count, 0-1. Sizable lead off of first from Pierce. A couple of steps off the bag. The 0-1 is called strike two. Ball and 2 strikes, the count to Whelan. Stevenson on deck. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Whelan goes down on strikes as the first casualty this inning. 1 away. Runner at first is Pierce, and this brings up Evan Stevenson. Stevenson this year batting batting .283. Into the right-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch. Watches a strike called on the outside corner. It's a good fastball middle away from the right-handed throwing Trones for Calgary. The pitch comes inside and skips away from Anderson, the catcher. Advancing to second now is Pierce. Third game of the day from Kiger Stadium. Got one more after this. It'll feature the Klamath Falls Falcons and the Kelso Premier Ball Club. Each team 2-0. These two squads each 0-2, looking for their first win. Count now 1-2. Paxton Reese stepping in now. That one misses way away and way far from the catcher as Pierce advances to third. 1-0, 2 away in the inning. 2-0 the score as the Blues lead the Lobos. Here's the 1-0. It is fouled off. Ball on a strike now. The 1-1 to Reese is hit sky high, left field, out of play, foul. Count moves now to a ball and 2 strikes. Pierce aboard at third, 2 away and 2 strikes. The 1-2 is going to miss high and tight. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reese. On deck is Martin. Here's the 2-2. That one's hit center field. Shallow center. Buse coming in, and he will make the catch to retire the side. So the Blues leave one stranded. No base hits in the inning. They trail 2-0 against the Calgary Blues. As we head now to the top of the second, as we continue coverage of the Pacific Northwest Babe Ruth Regional on mybasin.com.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Top of the second inning in a 2-0 ball game. The Calgary Blues ahead of the LANDER LOBOS. As due up this half inning for the Blues, it's Quip, Lazzarato, and Yohemus. So it's Bennett Quip leading things off at the top of the second inning. It's 8, 9, 10 in the order. Still on the mound is Keegan Stevenson. Here's the pitch. Called strike one. Fastball right down the pipe. 0-1. The sun starts to set here in Klamath Falls, the overhang creating a shadow and makes it a little bit tougher for hitters to see the ball coming in. So that one misses or finds the zone as well, 0-2. The 0-2 is lined right back up the middle and into center field. Stevenson had to dive out of the way. And a leadoff single for Bennett Quip in the top of the second. That's what they tell you to do. Send it right back where it came from, and that's what Quip did. Anthony Lazzarato to bat now. Lazzarato with this ball club is batting, well, as we pull up the batting stats here, Lazzarato is batting .167 this year with the Blues. Strike one taken on the inside part of the zone. It's a good fastball from Stevenson, as neither of these two runs are earned against Stevenson. So though his team trails 2-0, he's given up 3 base hits. Still looking good as Quip on the move from first. The throw ends up into center field. And that was that called a ball? Okay, 0-2 on Lazzarato. So 1-1 the count. That is going to make it 2-1. Lead off a second by Quip. Holding him at second is Pierce. Move over and a late throw as Quip is back safely. Count still 2 balls and a strike to Lazzarato, the starting first baseman for Calgary. Here's the 2-1. It is going to miss low. 3-1. That was a good placed fastball by Stevenson, but Lazzarato didn't bite. Now Lazzarato can wait for the pitch he likes. The 3-1 count as Stevenson comes set. Here's the pitch. That's going to miss high, so a walk will allow Lazzarato to reach first. Quip aboard at second, and that will bring up Emmett Yohemis. Yohemis this season has got 1 hit in 15 tries with the Blues this season. The pitch to Yohemis. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Yohemis showing bunt. Pulls back, and both runners are going. No, just one runner. Quip advances to third. Heads up base running as the third baseman Strover abandons his post, and Carey's not there to cover. Oh, 2 the count to Yohemis. Runners at the corners, nobody out. The pitch is taken. Ball 1, 1-2. Now we got to see if Lazzarato is on the move at all. Taking off from first is Lazzarato. That is strike 2 called. No, 2-2. The count. Yohemis steps back in. Here's the pitch. That one is taken wide. 3-2. First base is open with Lazzarato at second and Quip aboard at third. Top of the order due up next with Joey Buse. Nobody out in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Taken for ball 4. That will load the bases. Nobody out. Top of the order for Calgary. I think Stevenson is wondering how much of the plate he has to catch for it to be called a strike. First pitch to Buse is called a strike. Same place, same spot, different call. It's an 0-1 count to Joey Buse. Infield comes in for Lander. A swing and a miss for strike 2. Oh, 2 count to Buse. Here's the pitch. Called ball 1 on the outside. Maybe a little bit low as well as Buse trying to battle back. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out in his first plate appearance. The 1-2 is taken high, 2-2. The pitch to Buse is going to bounce, and the count runs full. So after being ahead 0-2, Stevenson trying to get Buse to chase. He's laid off, and now the count runs full. As now just the right side of the infield is playing in, the left side playing straight up. Maybe waiting for a double play. Full count pitch, and the bases are loaded. Here it is. Taken for ball 4, and that will walk in a Calgary run. They now lead 3-0 at the top of the second. Brings up Carson Trones. The pitch to Trones is taken for strike 1. The 0-1 comes inside and misses. 1-1. Trones and then Anderson waits on deck. Bases loaded. Nobody out. 1 run already home this inning. Lazzarato walked, Yohemus walked, and Buse walked at third, second, and first. And now, Trones ahead in the count, 2-1. Here's the pitch. It's a check swing. They appeal to second base, and yes, he did go around. Ooh, all right, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Comes inside, strike 3. It's a good breaking ball. That one finds the low and inside corner for the first out. Good breaking pitch by Keegan Stevenson to find the zone. Nolan Anderson is 0 for 1. Reached on an error and would come around to score. The lefty awaits the first pitch now. It's going to miss high. 1-0. Center fielder Paxton Reese playing real deep. Here's the 1-0. Pitch misses inside, 2-0. And a throw wild back to the pitcher, but everyone stays put. The score 3-0, and Calgary leads in the top of the second. Comes inside and almost got Anderson. It did get Anderson, so one more run scores. It's now 4-0 with just one out. Florendine to bat now. He is 0 for 1, but he does have an RBI after reaching on an error earlier on in the ball game.
Shortstop, number 29, Roland Anderson.
After Florendine, it's Carlson to bat. The bases remain loaded. Fine time now to thank some of the sponsors here at Kiger Stadium who make this broadcast possible. Of course, Henris Roofing and Les Schwab Tires, along with Pop Howard's and Diamond Home Improvement, Sherm's Thunderbird, and Howard's Meat Center, along with our own sponsors at the station, Coldwell Banker Home and Premier Realty, Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union, On Top Tree Services, and Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club, and Abby's Legendary Pizza. We're back for baseball as the bases are loaded for Florendine. The pitch is going to hit him in on the wrist, and so Yohemus will score. Florendine to first. 5-0 Calgary at the top of the second. And Coach Reese coming out. He's going to call on Paxton Reese to come in and pitch, it looks like. We'll get the changes for you when we come back as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars, there are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Top of the second inning, bases loaded, one away, and a swap between the center fielder and the pitcher as Paxton Reese comes in to throw for the Lander Lobos. For Reese this season as a pitcher, this is his 10th appearance, and this season a 2.25 ERA. Here's the pitch. It is popped foul, 0-1. Appreciate everyone for tuning along with us here in Klamath Falls, Oregon. As our vantage point faces south, the wind is blowing almost right out to dead center field, maybe a little bit to right center. Here's the 0-1. It's going to miss wide. Ball and a strike. At third, it's Buse. At second, it's Anderson, and Rylan Florendine aboard at first. That one is hit high into right field. Martin going back. He is on his horse, and that one is off the wall. Buse is going to score. They're waving around Anderson. Florendine is headed home too, but he is going to stay put at third. Second guessing that one. That was a shot hit high off the wall in right field, and a 2 RBI double for Carlson. Score now 7-0 Calgary, and that will bring up Cash Newens, who is 1 for 1 today. Reese looking in, selects a pitch. Swung on and missed on the two-seam fastball inside to the right-handed hitting Newens. 0-1. Runner at second is Carlson. Florendine aboard at third. Here's the 0-1 to Newens as Reese comes set. The pitch. Check swing, but it is called ball one. The 1-1. Hit in the sky in the infield. Pierce, the second baseman, over, battling the sun, and that one drops behind him. Breaking for home from third is Florendine. The throw goes wide, and he will score safely. 8-0 Calgary in the top of the second. That's going to go in as a base hit for Newens. 6 runs home this inning, and that brings up Bennett Quip. So Newens aboard with the base hit. The 1-0 to Davidson is going to miss wide. Now 2-0. Aboard at second is Carlson. Newens at first. The 2-0. Swung on and missed, and right on the fastball. Davidson timed that one perfectly, but just swung underneath it. Count 2 balls and a strike. Davidson, then Quip waits on deck. Big lead off a second by Carlson. No one holding him to it. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed again. Right on that fastball, but just underneath it. That time he fouled it back into the glove of Stevenson. So the count moves now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 is called. Strike 3 looking as Davidson goes down, and that brings up Bennett Quip. Quip is 1 for 1 today. He came around to score his last time up. Quip actually led this inning off. Began it with a single right into center field. We'll see what he can do here. First pitch is called strike 1. That was right down the middle of the plate in the lower quadrant of the zone. Here's the 0-1. Misses high, a ball and a strike. Already 6 runs home this inning for Calgary. going to miss high, 2-1. 15th pitch out of the bullpen for Paxton Reese coming up. Two balls, two strikes, two outs, and two runners on for Calgary. They lead 8-0 in the top of the second. Left-handed hitting Quip. Looks down Reese. Reese comes set, delivers. That is a ground ball down the first base line and will end up foul. Two and two. Here's the pitch. That one misses in. 3-1. Or 3-2, pardon me, as the count runs full. The runners, Carlson and Newens, likely going to be on the move, as Reese has got to really dig deep to find this pitch. Here it is. It is fouled back. It was a good fastball. The Quip was right on and just right underneath it. As we start to get closer to 6 o'clock, you'll start to see some Falcons fans shuffle into the stadium. Big game tonight, as it's a dropped third strike. The throw down to first is going to be in time as the tag is applied, and that will end the inning. But Calgary scores 6 in the inning. They lead 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the second at the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional on Mason.com.
On Top Tree Services have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
Bottom of the second inning, an 8-0 ball game. Calgary leads the Lander Lobos 8-0. It's going to be Martin, Higginbotham, and Stevenson due up in this half. That is 5, 6, and 7 in the Lander order. Still up against the starting pitcher for Calgary is Carson Trones. And Martin hacking at that pitch. 0-1. It was well out of the zone. It looked like he was swinging an axe. The 0-1 pitch on the way from Trones. That is a line drive to third, right underneath the third baseman's glove, but a hard hit ball is going to go in as a base hit. Leadoff single for Martin. That brings up Conor Higginbotham. Higginbotham, this season for Lander, is batting .381. Martin a couple of step lead off of first. Trone staring him down and comes set. Delivers to Higginbotham, and that is a line drive into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back base knocks has Lander in business in the bottom of the second.
Base hit for Higginbotham. Runners at first and second. Brings up
Huh? Two runners on for Stevenson. The pitch is going to be wide. It gets away from Anderson. Both runners advancing on the play. And a 1-0 count to Keegan Stevenson. Stevenson started the game as the pitcher for Lander, now finds himself manning center field. Still batting in that 7 hole. The 1-0 is swung on and missed. Ball and a strike had Stevenson fooled. I think he was waiting for off speed and got the fastball. 1-1 count to him now. The pitch. That's going to miss high. After Stevenson, it's Olsen. The 2-1. That is going to bounce off of Anderson's glove. Breaking for the plate as Lander scores their first run of the ball game. Advancing to third on that play was Higginbotham. The 3-1 misses inside, and so a 5-pitch walk to Stevenson. That is going to bring up Kafis Olsen. Kafis Olsen batting .421 this season, as the catcher Anderson giving signs from behind the plate to his infield on how they want to attack this situation with runners at the corners and nobody out. You can almost assume Keegan Stevenson might be on the run here. And we'll see if Calgary has anything in store if that situation presents itself. Move over to third. Higginbotham back safe. We're in the bottom of the second of an 8-1 ball game, and Calgary leads. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Small lead by Stevenson off of first. Swing and a miss at the high fastball. Olsen frustrated at himself for swinging at that one. He takes a lap to walk it off. He swung at the high fastball out of the zone and immediately went to go grab his bat, took a lap. He settles back in for the 0-2. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss outside. The ball away from Anderson. Higginbotham on the break, and he's going to slide in safely. The Lobos now just down 8-2. Also advancing to second on the play was Stevenson. Ball and 2 strikes to Olsen. Coming set is Trones. The pitch. It's going to miss high. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Olsen. It's his first look at Trones today. He's working the count nicely. Here's the 2-2. It is fouled off. Count remains 2-2. Runner at second is Stevenson. Already 2 runs home this inning for Lander on 2 base hits. Full count pitches popped up behind first base. Playable. Trones, the pitcher, will make the catch for the first out. Now Conor Carey to bat. Carey this season batting .238. This is his 22nd game played with Lander. And time is called now as the manager for Calgary comes out of the dugout to have a conversation with Trones. It's Miki Kawahara. You can look ahead at the game happening this evening between the 2-0 Klamath Falls Falcons and the 2-0 Kelso Premier Ball Club. If you're watching here in Klamath Falls, hopefully you come on out for this nightcap tonight. It's going to be a great game. Both teams 2-0. They're playing for the number 1 seed out of the American League. And the loser is still in the semifinal, but they would be the number 2 seed. So the winner of that game later on tonight would play at 4 o'clock tomorrow, and the loser at 7 o'clock tomorrow. But playing for the seeding purposes out of the American League. Got 4 games tomorrow, consolation finals, and then semifinals before the championship game is played at noon tomorrow at Kiger Stadium. Conor Carey at the plate. He steps in. Runner at second is Stevenson. The pitch is hit to shallow left field. Shortstop Florendine under it, and he will put that one away for the second out. And that will bring up Rhett Strover. Strover this year with the Lobos. He's batting .211. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss high. 1-0. Will miss inside. 2-0. The two-seam fastball found the zone. 2-1 count to Strover. On deck is Pierce, the top of the Lobos lineup. It's going to miss high, 3-1. Here's the 3-1. That is going to miss. Advancing to third on the pass ball, or the wild pitch, pardon me, is Keegan Stevenson. As Strover aboard at first, top of the order for the Lobos, it's going to be Taylor Pierce. And they are going to take the ball from Carson Trones. After 37 pitches, a new pitcher coming in for Calgary. We'll get you the changes after this. It's an 8-2 ball game. In the bottom of the second, we've got your coverage of Day 3 of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional on .com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Bottom of the second, new pitcher Ben Luterbach for the Calgary Blues. His first task is Taylor Pierce. Runners at the corners. At first, it's Strover, Stevenson at third. First pitch is called a ball. 1-0. Strover modest lead off at first. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's going to miss as well. 3-0, so 3 straight balls for Luterbach coming out of the bullpen. The right-hander gets you just a snapshot of what Luterbach has done on the mound this season. For the Blues, Luterbach has got an 8.75 ERA. Is a 4-pitch walk will begin his afternoon. And we'll bring up Justin Whelan. Whelan this season for Lander is batting .392. First pitch is going to miss. 1-0. Bottom of the second, 8-2 the score. Bases loaded. That one will miss as well. 2-0. Luterbach comes set. Delivers. Comes inside, misses. 3-0. Gonna miss as well, walking a run. Lander now trails just 8-3. 2 away in the inning. That's 8 straight balls for Ben Luterbach out of the bullpen. And that's gonna bring up Evan Stevenson. As the last 3 batters, everyone on base. Strover at third, Pierce at second, and Whelan at first. All 3 of them have reached on a walk. Haven't had a ball put in play in about 8 minutes. Stevenson stepping in now. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout earlier today. The pitch is going to be fouled back, 0-1. Luterbach trying to battle back into this inning. Already 3 runs home for Lander. The 0-1. That's going to miss high and in. 1-1. Ball and 2 strikes after the foul ball. Stevenson in a 1-2 count. Two balls, 2 strikes after the fastball misses wide to the right-handed hitting Stevenson. Big lead off a second by Pierce. He's halfway down the baseline. The 2-2 misses wide. Count runs full. 3-2. Runners likely to be on the move at this count. Luterbach comes out with a pitch to Stevenson. That's going to miss high, and another run walked in. The score 8-4. 3 straight walks for Luterbach out of the bullpen. And that will bring up Paxton Reese. And time is called by Calgary. Conference on the mound, and we're going to have a courtesy runner for the catcher, Stevenson. Lakota Officer running at first. Pierce at third, Whelan at second, and Officer at first. All reached via the walk. Paxton Reese is 0 for 1 today. He steps in now with 2 outs and an 8-4 ball game in the bottom of the second. Then Luterbach delivers. Almost came in and hit Reese. 1-0. That's a line drive into left field. That'll get down. Pierce is going to score. They're waving around Whelan. He's going to slip rounding third, so he's got to go back. The throw is going to end up down the left field line. Whelan gets back up and breaks for home. They're going to hold up Officer at third. 8-6 the score now. As the Lobos have come roaring back in this inning, they've taken advantage of walks and defensive miscues to score 6 on 3 base hits this inning. That'll bring up Ty Martin. Pitch misses high, 1-0. At third, it's Officer. Reese aboard at second. Martin so far today is 1 for 1. That's popped up foul. 1-1. The 1-1 bounces to the plate. Anderson, the catcher, does a fine job staying in front of it. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's an 8-6 ball game in the bottom of the second. Two-1. Ground ball is going to be grabbed by the shortstop, Florendine. Throw across the diamond is not in time. An athletic play, but that won't stop the run from scoring. 8-7. And the Lander Lobos have come roaring back to only trail by 1. RBI for Martin brings up Conor Higginbotham. Tying run at third with 2 outs and the go-ahead at first. Move over to first, and they got him. Martin caught him at first, but not before Lander scores 7 runs on 4 hits. They leave 2 stranded. Go to the top of the third, 8-7. Calgary leads.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Top of the third inning, and the score 8-7. Leading off for the Blues is going to be number 24. That is Anthony Lazzarato. The pitch going to be taken for a strike. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Taken for strike 2. Lazzarato today is without an at-bat. He walked in his only plate appearance and came around to score. The 0-2. It's looked at for ball 1. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A great pitch there by Paxton Reese. Sets down Lazzarato. And that will bring up Emmett Yohemis. And as Reese ties his shoe, we'll remind you that this game on mybasin.com is brought to you by Henris Roofing, Les Schwab Tires, Pop Howard's, Diamond Home Improvement, Shorms Thunderbird, and Howard's Meat Center. Along with our sponsors here at the station, Pacific Crest, Coldwell Banker, Abby's Legendary Pizza, Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club, and, of course, On Top Tree Services. 0-1 the count to Emmett Yohemis. The 0-2 is an outside fastball. Yohemus walked his first time up, now stares down an 0-2 count, way late on the fastball, and he goes down. 2 outs in the inning. And now back to the top of the Calgary order for Joey Buse.
Brings up center fielder. Number 5, Joey Buse.
Paxton Reese ready to deliver to Buse. The pitch is going to be a foul ball and a check swing, 0-1. Buse is 0 for 1 today with an RBI. 0-2. Buse has also walked once today and struck out. Here's the 0-2 pitch. It is a bouncing ball out towards short. Carey is going to boot it into right field. A tough play to make. And that's going to go in as an error. Tough play for Carey to make. But it ends up in as an error in the book. Good effort by the shortstop as Buse reaches first.
Pitcher, number 28, Ben Luterbach.
You guys truly think he would have made first base even if he hit that ball with his head? No way. No way. You're crazy. I just think it was so far down the middle. He had if he was flexible,
Taking off for second is Buse.
he would have did it based on the kid's ability.
The 1-0.
Just think about it. It was right up the middle. That's why you're the baseball player.
2 balls, no strikes to Luterbach, who is getting his first crack at things, as it's not Trones, who is subbed out of the game. And Ben Luterbach is taking his first hacks in this contest. His team up by 1, 8-7. Count 3-0. Runner at second is Buse. Strike 1 called as Luterbach thought that was a pitch a couple inches inside, and maybe it was, but it's a called strike 1.
I want to know how Josh feels about it now that you've been around this for so long. Especially with his ability. That particular ability.
Runners at first and second after the walk as Luterbach's aboard. That brings up Anderson. Roland Anderson, the left-handed hitter. Today he is 0 for 1. He scored twice. He's reached on an RBI, or he's reached on an error and earned an RBI. Oh, that came in and that got Anderson. Did it? No, he skipped out of the way. That sounded like it hit him, but he's waving everyone off, saying that didn't hit me. So it's just a 1-0 count. On deck after Anderson is Florendine. The 1-0 from Reese is taken high, 2-0. Here's Anderson. Line and one into center field. That's in for a base hit. Buse rounding third, headed for home. He's going to score easily. Now headed for second is Anderson. He advances on the throw. An RBI single for Anderson makes it a 9-7 ball game. Second RBI of the day for Anderson. His first base hit brings up Rylan Florendine.
Shortstop, number 29, Rylan Florendine.
Nine to 7 the score in the top of the third. Here's the pitch to Florendine. That one's flied out to right center field. Moving over is the right fielder Martin. That one's going to get down and one hop the wall. Scoring from second is going to be Anderson, and rounding second and headed for third is Florendine. He's going to get in there standing. A bases clearing triple makes the score 11-7. As Calgary tries to rebuild their lead after letting it go in the bottom half of the second. They've now scored 3 this inning to make it an 11-7 ball game. Batting now is Noah Carlson. Here's the first pitch to Carlson. It is a ball that misses wide, 1-0. 11 runs on 7 hits, 1 error for the Blues. 7 runs on 4 hits and 3 errors for the Lobos. Off-speed pitch finds the outside part of the plate. Ball and a strike. Here's the 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. After Carlson, it's Cash Newens waiting his turn on deck. Paxton Reese still on the bump so far for Lander. So far, an inning and a third, 4 hits, 3 runs, no earned runs against him. He's walked 1 and struck out 4. It's a bouncing ball, foul. 2-2. Stepping back in is the left-handed hitting Carlson. Runner at third is Florendine. The pitch. It is taken outside as the count runs full. 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Called strike 3. A nice pitch from Paxton Reese to retire the side. 3 runs home for the Calgary Blues this inning. They lead 11-7 as we head to the bottom of the 4th on mybasin.com.
Sports was kind of what defined me as a person. I loved to play every sport I could possibly play. The Abbeys was really the family stomping ground for all of our community. Saturday afternoon soccer tournaments, we'd head over to Abbeys afterwards. And then when we got up into middle school, on our way home, we'd stop at Abbeys after basketball games. When I go home, I want to see 2 things when I drive through Winston. I want to see my Abbeys, and I want to see my high school. And those are the 2 memories that stick out the most to me.
Conor Higginbotham is leading off the inning for the Lander Lobos. They trail Calgary by a score of 11-7, and we're into the bottom of the third inning. First pitch to Higginbotham. It's a line drive right back up the middle, and that is going to get into center field for a base hit. That's the second hit of the day for Higginbotham in 2 plate appearances. That brings up Keegan Stevenson. First pitch on the way to Stevenson is going to miss inside. 1-0. After Stevenson, it's Kiefer Olsen. The 1-0 is going to miss outside. 2-0. That time Stevenson was taken all the way on the 3-0 count, and Luterbach finds the zone. Count 3-1. It's taken for ball 4. 2 runners aboard, now nobody out in the inning. That brings up Kiefer Olsen. Pardon me, Kiefer Olsen. Pitch misses high from Luterbach. Luterbach into his second inning of work. He's only recorded 1 out, 3 hits, 3 runs, each of them earned. He's walked 4 in 1/3 of an inning pitched. Two-0 count to Olsen. Swung and missed at the outside fastball, 2-1. Line drive back up the middle, past the diving glove of Yohemus into center field, and that will load him up with nobody out. It's going to be Connor Carey to try to get his team back in the game. They're down by 4, so Carey represents the tying run. This season, Carey batting .238 and has 9 RBI. Prime opportunity now to drive one home with the bases juiced and no one out. Ball misses high, 1-0. Lobos coach preaching his boys to be patient in the dugout. That has worked for them so far. Here's the 1-0. Round ball. They have waited, gotten deep into counts, looked for their pitch, or just have been able to accept first base. The Lobos have walked 7 times. One and one. That one is popped foul, a ball and 2 strikes. 7 walks in the game for Lander. That is 3 for Stevenson, that is 3 for Trones and 4 for Luterbach. Ball and 2 strikes. That's going to miss high, 2-2. Two and two. Comes inside, strike 3 called, and Carey scoot out of the way of the fastball inside, and they rung him up. That's going to bring up Rich Stover, pardon me. Stover so far today, he walked and came around to score in his last plate appearance. And it's popped up shallow right field. Back is Yohemis to make the catch for the second out. Back to the top of the order for Taylor Pierce and the Lobos. Pierce has walked in each of his first 2 plate appearances. Coming set is Luterbach, trying to wiggle out of this jam. The pitch is lined into left center field. That'll get down. Higginbotham's going to score. They're waving around Stevenson. Now headed for third is Olson. He's going to get in there standing. A 2 RBI single makes the score 11-9. Runners at second and third. It'll be Pierce aboard at second and Olson held up at third. And that'll bring up Justin Whelan. Whelan so far today is 0 for 1. He has walked once and struck out once on the season. Whelan is batting .392. The tying run aboard at second. Nice curveball that started out of the zone and broke back into the zone from Luterbach. 0-1, the count to Whelan. Here's the pitch. Misses inside, 1-1. The 1-1 flared out to behind first base. Ball and 2 strikes to Whelan. That is hit right back to the pitcher, Luterbach, and he snags it to retire the side. 2 runs home for the Lobos in this half. They trail 11-9 as we head to the top of the 4th in our continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional Stadium on mybasin.com.
Trying to lose some weight and get in shape? Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club provides a clean and friendly workout environment with professional and experienced staff to help you achieve your goals. They offer state-of-the-art equipment, indoor tennis and pickleball courts, certified personal trainers, tons of group exercise classes. They're the best exercise facility in the Klamath Basin. Plus, they now have a smoothie bar to give you a nutritious boost after your workout. See and feel the difference at Harbor Isles Tennis and Fitness Club. It's the place to be.
Welcome you back to the top of the 4th inning as the Calgary Blues lead the Lander Lobos 11-9. Paxton Reese still on the bump for Lander. He's pitched an inning in 2/3, giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, none of them earned. 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Leading off this inning for Calgary is Cash Newens. He's 2 for 2 today with an RBI, looking for more. First pitch from Reese is a bouncing ball out towards second, and it's going to eat up the second baseman, and Newens is safe at first. That's a base hit for the Lobos.
Brings up third baseman number 22, Cody Davidson.
So that'll go in the books as an error, as a matter of fact, for the Lobos. 4 errors for the team from Lander, Wyoming. Davidson at the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of punch-outs. Small lead off of first by Newens. That pitch comes inside and will miss. 1-0. Pitch to Davidson. Two runs in the first, 6 in the second, and 3 more in the third for the Blues. As now it's a 3-0 count to Davidson. For the Lobos, no runs in the first, 7 in the second. They added 2 more in the third. That's how we build our score of 11-9 through 3 complete. Four-pitch walk, and now we've got runners at first and second with nobody out. Brings up Bennett Quip.
Davidson draws a walk. Puts runners at first and second. Brings up the left fielder, number 2.
This will be pitch number 50 coming out of the bullpen for Paxton Reese. So, for all intents and purposes, after today, his tournament on the mound is over. He's got to take tomorrow as a rest day, and the Lobos already ineligible for a Sunday championship game. So he is probably going to go the distance. Reese comes set to Bennett Quip. Quip shows bunt, lays one down. Reese is going to field it. Throw on to first is in time. Both runners advance. So Newens to third, Davidson to second. And one away in the inning. Anthony Lazzarato.
24, Anthony Lazzarato.
Lazzarato steps in, the left-hander. Awaits the pitch from Reese. Here it is. It's a fastball that misses low. 1-0. First base open and 1 out. At second, it's Davidson. Newens aboard at third. Here's the 1-0. It is a called strike 1. Here's the 1-1. Taken on the outer third, 1-2. Yohemus on deck. Hoping for a chance as Lazzarato steps back in for the 2-2. Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball foul. Quick hands by the first base coach to make that play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lazzarato. The 2-2 swung on and missed. Lazzarato goes down on strikes. He's the second out this inning. And that will bring up Emmett Yohemis, who is 0 for 1 today. He has walked and struck out in his 2 plate appearances. He's also come around to score once. The pitch to Yohemis. It's going to come inside and miss. Skips away from Stevenson, and coming in to score from third is Newens. The score now 12-9 as Calgary builds upon this lead after the wild pitch. So now moving to third is Davidson. A 1-0 count to Yohemis. On the count to Yohemis. On deck, the top of the order for the Blues is Joey Buse. Strike taken on the low and outside corner to the right-hander Yohemis. Falcons and Kelso Premier set to play in the 4th and final game of the afternoon, although with their start scheduled for 7 o'clock, we will likely be delaying on that one as well. And we'll have details for as we move throughout the day as Yohemis goes down on strikes. The Blues score 1, 12-9 the score as we go to the bottom of the 4th in the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at KigerStateBasin.com.
Hi there, it's Les Schwab Tires, reminding you that changing seasons can mean changing road conditions. Introducing the brand new Backcountry AT2 for a quieter ride with improved performance in wet conditions. Because when it comes to keeping your family safe, the right tires help you feel prepared for anything. Seriously, anything. Now save up to $130 when you buy Quadtrac tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952.
Evan Stevenson to lead things off for the Lander Lobos as they find themselves behind 12-9 in the bottom of the 4th inning. In the 3rd game of the day at the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional here at Kiger Stadium. As I was saying a bit ago, the Klamath Falls Falcons and Kelso Premier set to play later on tonight, although with their scheduled start time of 7 o'clock, we are likely thinking about having to delay that one. And the rule so far has been 40 minutes after the conclusion of this game is when we will start with the 2 teams that are 2-0 in tournament play so far. They're going to be battling for positioning in the semifinals. Both teams already headed for the semis. But just a matter of who gets the 1 seed and who gets the 2 seed out of the National League. Or, pardon me, the American League. Count now 3-1. And that'll be a walk for Stevenson.
Stevenson draws a walk. Brings up pitcher number 6, Paxton Reese.
That is the 5th walk that Ben Luterbach has surrendered through an inning and a third. And we've got a runner. It's going to be Lakota Officer to run for Stevenson, who's the catcher. So he'll get a chance to head on back to the dugout after working the walk. And now it's Paxton Reese. Reese today is 1 for 2 with a couple of runs batted in. Move over to first, and that's going to bounce away from Lazzarato, but it looks like they're going to keep Officer there. First pitch, no, another pickoff attempt to try to get Officer. As the pitcher Luterbach, real concerned with the runner. The Blues up 12-9 in the bottom of the 4th. It is a ground ball, will end up foul. 0-1. Oh, and 2 the count to Paxton Reese, who today is 1 for 2. Again, 2 RBI. Oh, 2 count to Reese. Here's the pitch. It is a ground ball out towards second. Yohemis up with it. He's going to toss to second for 1 and a collision at second and out. And I wonder if they're going to call any kind of interference. I think you have to slide going into second. Don't you want to play like that? And I think, yeah, there's got to be something happening there. I feel like it's a rule that you have to slide going into second base on that play. Just trying to figure out the ruling on the field in terms of what the coaches and the umpires are discussing after that play at second base. So they're going to call the player out at first, I believe, and yes, so that's interference. And that's what I feel to be the correct call. So now that's 2 away. And I think the reason they call it interference is because it's now impeding the shortstop's ability to throw to first base. Does that make sense? So, yeah, so that is the ruling. Bottom of the 4th, 2 away. And that will bring up Martin. High fly ball deep to left field. Going back is the left fielder Quip, and that's going to take 1 hop off the wall. Rounded first and headed for second is Martin, and he's going to get in there.
First baseman, number 10, Conor Higginbotham.
This brings up Conor Higginbotham. He's 2 for 2 and has scored each time. 1-0 count to Higginbotham. Here's the pitch. A ground ball back up the middle. Florentine, the shortstop, charging. Throw on to first is in time to retire the side. Go to the top of the 5th inning with the score 12-9 in our continuing coverage of Babe Ruth baseball in the Pacific Northwest Regional, iBasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Leading off for the Blues at the top of the order, Joey Buse. Paxton Reese still on the bump for the Lobos. We're in the top of the 5th, 12-9 as the Blues lead the Lobos in the 3rd game of the afternoon. Swing and a miss, 0-1 the count to Buse. He's 0 for 2 today. He struck out and walked once. He walked in a run earlier in the game. Here's the 0-1. Taken for a ball, 1-1. So it's Buse, Luterbach, and Anderson. Top of the order for the Blues. 1-1. 2-1. Count 3-1 to Joey Buse. He can look for one pitch in one spot and try to drive it here in the top of the 5th. Paxton Reese still dealing for the Lander Lobos. That one is going to miss wide, so a walk puts a runner at first. That is the 3rd walk surrendered by Paxton Reese. Brings in Ben Luterbach. He is without a plate appearance so far, without an at bat, pardon me. He walked in his only plate appearance and came around to score earlier in the ball game. Top of the 5th inning, 12-9. He's showing bunt, and the pitch hit him, and he was swinging technically when you bunt. And yeah, Coach Reese is going to come out and talk to this. It looked like Luterbach was showing bunt, and the pitch hit him as he was swinging. When you swing and you get hit, it's a strike. So I think that's what Coach Reese is talking about here with the officiating crew. You can see right below our scoreboard there they are. And this is certainly worthy of discussion, especially late in the ball game. It's close. And I think this is going to be standing a hit by pitch. Well, runners at first and second now. Yes, he got first base.
Shut the door.
1-0 the count to Anderson. Here's the pitch. It is going to miss in 2-0. Runner at first is Luterbach. Buse at second. Count now 3-0 to Anderson. 70th pitch of the night coming up for Paxton Reese. Time is called by the officiating crew as they are ushering the Blues back into the dugout. .3-0 count. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss high and load the bases. So Buse aboard after a walk. Luterbach was hit by a pitch, and now Anderson aboard at first. So bases loaded without a ball put into play this inning, and the infield comes in for Lander as Coach Reese comes out of the dugout. And we'll see if he decides to take the ball from Paxton Reese. Florendine to bat with the bases loaded. Florendine is the cleanup hitter, and he's got 4 RBI today, so he's looking for more. Paxton Reese is at 70 pitches, but again, he's already been made ineligible for the rest of the tournament for the Lobos, so you got to wonder how much pitching the Lobos has left. Paxton Reese has, to this point in the game, his line is 2 2/3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 4 runs, not one of them earned. He's walked 4 and struck out 7.
Shortstop, number 29,
Florendine steps in now. Again, 1 for 2 and 4 RBI today. He's also scored once. Here's the pitch with the bases loaded. Finds the zone, 0-1. The 0-1 is lined into left field. That's going to get down the line for a base hit. Buse is going to score. They're waving around Luterbach. He's in as well. Now advancing to third is Anderson. The throw there, and they got him. So 1 out on the play. (14-9) the score. Florendine at second. He's the only man on base and 1 away in the inning. I'm going to bring up Noah Carlson. 0-1 count to Carlson. Already 2 runs home this inning for the Blues. It's 14-9. That is popped up. Playable behind the plate. Stevenson, and no one can make a play on it. It will land safely in foul territory. 0-2, so new life given to Carlson. Florentine aboard at second and 1 away. Oh and 2 is fouled off, will remain 0-2. After Carlson, it's Newens on deck. Here's the pitch. That is lined right back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. They're going to wave around Florentine, and he's going to score standing. An RBI single makes it 15-9. Carlson's 4th RBI today, and that will bring in Cash Newens. Newens is 2 for 3 with an RBI today. He's also come around to score once. Here's the pitch to Newens. 1-0. Two and 0 count now to Newens as Reese having trouble finding the zone against the right-handed hitting Newens. Two balls and a strike. That's the count to Newens. Line drive into left field. Down for a base hit and past the glove of the left fielder Olsen. That's going to roll for miles. Rounding third and headed home is Carlson. Diving into third and safe for a triple is Newens. Score 16-9. With 1 away in the inning. Cody Davidson bats now with 1 away and a runner at third. Davidson today's 0 for 2. He's walked once and struck out twice. 80 pitches for Paxton Reese. Davidson steps in. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Davidson a little bit behind on the fastball from Reese. Quip waits on deck for the Blues. That's a fly ball deep to left field. Olsen back and under it to make the catch. Tagging from third is Newens, and he is going to score. It's now 17-9 in the top of the fifth. 2 away, and that brings up Bennett Quip. Five runs home for the Blues this inning. And we'll get the scoreboard back on the screen for you there. Apologies for it missing. Pitch misses, 1-0. Quip is 1 for 3. He's also struck out once today. Count 2-0. The left-handed hitting Quip steps back in. Here's the 2-0. And it's a called strike one on the inside portion of the zone to Quip. 2-1. Ground ball, foul third. That's a line drive right into the LOBOS dugout. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and the pitch to Quip. Misses inside. The count runs full, 3-2. That is taken outside, ball 4. And we might be seeing a pitching change now for the LOBOS. And it looks like we might be seeing Olsen, but too early to tell right now. And yes, Coach Reese is taking the ball from Paxton Reese. Looks like we're going to be seeing a swap here. We'll get the changes for you when we come back as we continue our coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional, iBasin.com.
Threads. There are many threads that run through our region. There are churches and schools and Little League teams that bring us together and bind us into communities. There are roads and cars. There are houses and jobs and businesses, all woven together to make the fabric of our communities. There are financial threads that are part of that tapestry as well. For over 80 years, it's been our pleasure to be headquartered here, providing financial services to generations of our friends and neighbors. From that first savings account, to retirement planning, and all of the cars and houses and groceries in between, we keep your money local, investing it back into our communities, adding more threads to the fabric to make our communities stronger. Pacific Crest Federal Credit Union. Find your path.
Pitching change for the Lander LOBOS. It's going to be Cephas Olsen as Reese exits the game and heads into left field. Those are the only changes for the LOBOS. Is Anthony Lazzarato to bat now for the Blues. He's 0 for 2 today, a pair of strikeouts. He's also walked once. Runner at first is Quip. It's an 0-1 count in a 17-9 ball game. 0-2. The 0-2 is swung on and missed, and that will end the inning. But not before the Blues score 5. They lead 17-9 as we go to the bottom of the 6th on mybasin.com.
On Top Tree Service have one of the highest buckets in town. No job too small, no tree too tall. Operating since 2017, this crew's ready for your land clearing, tree removal, tree trimming, stump grinding, and fire prevention. On Top Tree Services offers same-day estimates. I can't mention this enough. If a tree falls on your house or vehicle, they offer a 24/7 emergency tree or limb removal. Give them a call today at 541-882-8707. On Top Tree Services, fast, easy, and reliable. CCB 216014.
Keegan Stevenson lead things off in the bottom of the 5th inning for the LANDER LOBOS. Stevenson today is without an at-bat. He's walked twice. Luterbach starts things out with the ball. Luterbach at 53 pitches, and we're in the bottom of the 5th. 17-9, the Blues lead the Lobos. Here's the 1-0. It's going to be called a strike, 1-1. A changeup on the inner third, a ball and 2 strikes. Count remains 2-2. So it's Keegan Stevenson, Paxton Reese, and then Ty Martin for the Lobos. The 2-2 misses low. 3-2. Here's the pitch to Stevenson. And it's a bouncing ball back towards second base. Yohemis up with it and bobbles it on the transfer. That's going to be an error for the Blues. Nobody out in the inning, and Stevenson aboard via the error. And that brings up Paxton Reese. Strike 1 called. Swung on the breaking ball and came up empty is Cephas Olsen. Down in the count, 0-2. Olsen today is 1 for 2. Here's the 0-2. And it's hitting the sky to left field. Quip over, and it'll be the center fielder to call everyone off. Buse makes the grab for the first out. Runner aboard at first is Stevenson, and this brings up Conor Carey.
Shortstop, number 1, Conor Higginbotham.
Hit to the right center field gap. Going back is the right fielder, Carlson, and that one's going to get over his head and down for a base hit. Stevenson rounding second, headed for third. They're going to keep him at third, and a double for Conor Carey.
Double for Carey. His runners at second and third. Brings up third baseman, number 7,
Rhett Stover to bat now for the Lobos. Stover this season is hitting .211. He does have 4 RBI. He's got 2 more out there waiting for him with just 1 out. Swung on and missed, 0-1. Bouncing ball foul, 1-2 to Stover. Today Stover is 0 for 1. He has walked once and came around to score. At second, it's Carey. At third, it's Stevenson. Here's the 1-2. It's fouled off. Count will remain 1-2. That's hit to left field. Quip coming in, and that one's going to drop into no man's land, and Stevenson will score. Score 17-10 after the sac fly. Runner at second is going to be Carey. And top of the order now for Taylor Pierce. Pitch to Pierce. And pardon me, that wasn't a sacrifice fly. That was a base hit as the ball dropped in. So at second, it's Carey. First is Stover. So Stover with the RBI. And a 2-0 count now to Pierce. As that pitch, the base hit dropped between the center fielder Buse and Florendine, the shortstop, and Quip, the left fielder. And so it was a good placed kind of weak fly ball by Stover, but got to hit the ball hard to get a base hit. 3-0. The count to Pierce. That was the 71st pitch for Luterbach. The 3-0. That ended up hitting, I think, Pierce, and the bases are loaded with just one away. Justin Whelan. And we'll see if we get a pitching change here as Luterbach is up at 72 pitches today so far for Luterbach. He has got 2 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 1. Luterbach remains on the mound.
Justin Wheeler.
Bases are loaded and one away in the bottom of the fifth. 17-10, the score is the Blues lead, the Lobos. Here's the first pitch to Whelan. And it's going to miss. 1-0. The 1-0 comes inside and misses as well. 2 balls and no strikes. Three and 0 the count to Whelan. Pitch is a strike. Evan Stevenson on deck for the Lobos. That is a fly ball, will end up foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count pitch on the way to Whelan. Here it is. That is swung on and missed. Strike 3, and now there's 2 away in the bottom of the 5th. That brings up Evan Stevenson with the bases loaded. Stevenson 0 for 1 today. He's walked twice. One of them brought in a run. Fouled straight back. 1-0. Stevenson has also struck out once today. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. The count 0-2 now to Evan Stevenson, in danger of going down on strikes for the second time today. Already 1 run home this inning for the Lobos. Here's the pitch. Taken for strike 3, looking. Stevenson goes down, and the Lobos leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 6th, and Calgary leads 17-10 in our continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great. Participate.
17-10 the score. We're in the top of the sixth inning as the Calgary Blues lead the LANDER LOBOS. Well behind schedule here at Kiger Stadium. The fourth game of the day was scheduled to start about 20 minutes ago, but we are on a delay after the first game went a bit long, and this game has gone even longer. It's looking like it's going to start about 40 minutes after the conclusion of this one, the game between Klamath and Kelso, which is the main event of the night. Two undefeated teams battling for placement in the semifinal later tonight. But we've got to finish this one up as Emmett Yohemus is at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. It is 10-1-2 in the order for the Blues this half. The 0-1 on the way is waved at and missed, 0-2. Here's the pitch, the 0-2 from Olsen. Swung on and missed, the off-speed pitch, but it gets away from Stevenson, the catcher, and the drop third strike is going to allow Yohemus to reach first. So Yohemus aboard at first. It brings up Joey Buse. Here's the pitch. It is a line shot to left center field. Going over is Reese, and that one is going to be over his head and down for a base hit. Rounding third and headed home is Yohemus. No, they're going to hold him up at third. So a double here in the top of the sixth with nobody out for Joey Buse brings up Ben Luterbach, the pitcher. Looking to help out his own cause here and drive in a couple. Luterbach today is only walked. He was hit by a pitch in his other at-bat. The pitch. Taken for a ball, 1-0. Might have been a bit inside to Luterbach. Pitch misses high to Luterbach, 2-0. Luterbach ahead in the count, 2-0. Here's the pitch. That's going to bounce to Stevenson, but he does a nice job of staying in front of it. The count moves to 3-0. First base is open. And Roland Anderson on deck for the Blues. The 3-0 is a called strike to Luterbach. As he steps back in, he thought that was ball four as Olsen comes set and delivers. That's a ground ball to third. Strover is going to let that get underneath him, and it gets past the shortstop Carey as well. One run's in to score, and it's now 18-10. We'll see how they decide to score that one, whether it goes in a book as a hit or an error. It's an RBI regardless. So that'll be in for a base hit for Luterbach. Runners at the corners and still nobody out. Anderson, the lefty, awaits the pitch from Olsen. That's a line drive right back towards Olsen. Ricochets off him, and now the race down the first base line. He slips in the middle infield, and a run scores. 19-10. That's going to go in the books as a base hit. They're going to make sure Olsen's okay. And I think he is, as Coach Reese is going to come out and make sure everything is okay. Hit him in the left knee, he says. The score 19-10 as the Calgary Blues are leading this one. It's a single in the book for Anderson. And that's going to bring up Rylan Florendine with the bases loaded and nobody out. Florendine today is 2 for 3 with 6 RBIs, a chance to extend upon that lead. He ties with the most RBIs for a game in this tournament. Matt Douglas had 6 RBIs in the first game for Klamath Falls back on Wednesday, but a chance for Florendine to break that tournament record. Again, he's already got 6. Here's the pitch. Taken away, ball 1. That one is hit into left center field. Kramer moving under it, and that one's going to drop. Runner moving up to third. And pardon me, bases were not loaded. It was just second and third, so no runs come in to score. But now the base is loaded after that single by Florendine. That'll bring up Noah Carlson. Carlson is 3 for 4 with 4 RBI today. He's also struck out once in the ballgame. Bases loaded, 1 away for Noah Carlson. Here's the pitch from Olsen. It is a ground ball right back through the middle into center field. Luterbach's going to score. They're waving around Anderson. Heading to third is Florendine. And now it's 21-10 in the top of the 6th. Carlson with 6 RBIs now on the day. That brings up Cash Newens. Runners at the corners. It's Florendine and Carlson. Newens watches the breaking pitch miss. 1-0. Still nobody out in the inning. That is a line drive to right field, and that's going to score Florendine. Rounding second, headed for third is Carlson. Throw into second to try to get Carlson, and it bounced off his helmet and into left field. Going to score from first is Carlson. Now it's 23-10. That certainly doesn't happen every day. The throw in bounced off the base runner. Score 23-10. And we'll see if we've got a pitching change coming up as outfielders come in for Lander, and it looks like we will have a pitching change. The score 23-10. And we're in the top of the 6th as the Calgary Blues lead the Lander Lobos in day 3 of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific Northwest Regional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Still nobody out in the inning. 6 runs home for Calgary in this half. As we can close the book on Olsen in a third of an inning. He gave up 6 hits, 6 runs, each of them earned, and he struck out 2. Due up now is Cody Davidson, is 0 for 3 today. He bats now with a runner at second base. It's Cash Newens at second, an 0-1 count to the batter, Davidson. It's going to get away from the catcher, Stevenson. Advancing to third now is Newens. Outfield shaded deep for Davidson. Center fielder Reese playing almost the warning track. Ground ball to third. Newens stays at home. The throw to first is in time for the first out. Good play by Higginbotham, and that will bring up Bennett Quip. Quip is 1 for 3 today. New pitcher is Martin, and he's ahead in the count 0-1. So Martin came in from right field. Olsen takes up position in left, Reese in center, and again Kramer in right. That's a fly ball, shallow left field. And that will be dropped by the shortstop. Carey on the diving effort. Run's going to come in and score. It's Newens. That'll be a base hit. And now it's 24-10. That'll bring up Anthony Lazzarato, give Quip the RBI and the base hit. He stands at first with just one away. Double play in order. So Pierce, the second baseman, and Carey, the shortstop, playing double play depth. Here's the pitch. Taken high for ball 1. 7 runs home this inning for the Blues, just one away. On deck after Lazzarato is Yohemus, who got this party started. Two 2-0 the count. A called strike on the inner third, 2-1. Pitch came in and missed. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 24-10, and Calgary leads in the top of the 6th. On deck after Lazzarato again, it's Emmett Yohemis, and that pitch will come in and hit Lazzarato. That got him right on the ankle. So at second, it's Quip. At first, it's Lazzarato. Emmett Yohemis is 0 for 3 today, but he has walked once and struck out 3 times. Strike one called on the outer third. 24 runs on 16 hits and 2 errors for the Blues. 10 runs on 10 hits and 4 errors for the Lobos. 0-2 count to Yohemis. One and two. The 2-1 is going to bounce to Stevenson. Both runners on the move. And now 2 in scoring position with a 2-2 count and just 1 away to Emmett Yohemis. And so now, is the count full, 3-2? The 3-2 pitch on the way is swung on, and on a drop third strike, the throw down to first is in time for the second out. And so there's 2 away for the top of the Blues order. It's Joey Buse, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's walked twice and struck out once. Runner at second is Quip. Runner at second is Lazzarato, and Quip aboard at third. A ground ball foul down the third base line. So after the foul ball, 0-1 count to Joey Buse. The pitch is waved at and missed, 0-2. The 0-2 is going to miss, now 1-2. Here's the 1-2. It's going to be taken for a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. As that was Martin's 20th pitch out of the bullpen. The 2-2 is waved at and missed, and that will end the inning. But the Blues score 7. They're up 24-10 as we go to the bottom of the 6th. The Blues try to close things out when we return, as we've got continuing coverage of the Babe Ruth Baseball Pacific West Regional at Kiger Stadium on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. New pitcher in for Calgary is Bennett Quip. You can try to find some of the numbers on Quip this season as a pitcher with the Blues this year. Well, according to my book here, no, pardon me. Quip has appeared in one other game. He didn't make it out of the inning and has a 0.0 ERA. No, pardon me. His ERA is infinity. He's pitched one game. He gave up one hit. It was a run. It was an earned run. And so that is where Quip is as a pitcher for the Blues. Paxton Reese leading things off for the Lobos. A 24-10 ball game in the bottom of the 6th. The Blues 3 outs away from wrapping this game up. It's Reese, Martin, and Higginbotham. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch. It is a line drive foul down the left field line. 0-2. Paxton Reese so far today, 1 for 3 with a couple of RBI. Here's the 0-2. That is a ground ball to third, playing it on a hop, and it's a foul ball. Oh, 0-2 count. Ball and 2 strikes now to Paxton Reese. The 1-2. It's going to be taken 2-2. As Reese battles back into this at-bat, the Lobos would need 5 runs to keep this game going in the bottom half of the 6th. But right now the Blues stand to end this game with a mercy rule if they can record 3 outs. See if the Lobos have anything to say about that. The 2-2 misses, as that is 3 straight pitches bounced to the plate by Quip. Reese, Martin, then Higginbotham this inning. Here's the 3-2. It is hit deep to left field, but foul. Count remains full. 3-2. Nobody out to Paxton Reese. According to official scorekeepers today, that was pitch number 300 of the ball game between 2 squads. Full count is fouled back. Time of the ball game so far, 2 hours and 55 minutes. Here's the 3-2. That's in the sky to center field. Buse back a few steps. He's getting on his horse, and that one is going to be caught in center field by Joey Buse. A fantastic catch on the run to record the first out of the 6th. That'll bring up Ty Martin, who's 3 for 3 today with an RBI. Martin started the game in right, now finds himself as the pitcher for the Lobos. That's a fly ball, shallow left center field. Coming in is Buse. He's running in, and that one's going to drop for a base hit. 11th hit of the day for the Lobos. And that will bring up Conor Higginbotham. Perfect 4-for-4 day for Martin at the plate. Higginbotham, again, is 2 for 3. He has scored twice, the right-hander. Looking to keep the inning alive. Double play depth for the shortstop, Florentine, and the second baseman, Johimus. Ground ball to third. That is going to be fielded by Florentine. The throw across the diamond is in time for the out at first. What a throw across the diamond by Florentine to record the second out. Martin advances to second on the play. And that will bring up the right fielder. It's Luca Kramer. Was looking at the roster, could not find it. Luca Kramer to bat now. That's from the left side. It's his first look at things tonight. Here's the pitch. A strike. Oh, 1 the count to the left-handed hitting Kramer. Here's the 0-1. That one is lined down left field line, foul. 0-2 count. And the Blues just 1 strike away from ending this marathon of a ball game. Here's the 0-2. It is a line drive down the left field line. That is foul. So Kramer settles back in after the line drive was called foul. And so we'll do it again, 0-2. Here's the pitch. It is swung on and missed, and that will end the ball game. 24-10 as the Blues grab this all-important victory, and it's their first win of the tournament. We're going to wrap this one up for you quickly. 24-10 was the final score tonight from Kiger Stadium. 24 runs on 14 hits, 2 errors for Calgary. For Lander tonight, 10 runs on 11 hits, and 4 errors for the Lobos. The Blues advance to a 1-2 record. Lander falls to 0-3. So tomorrow, the Lander Logos are going to play the Rock Springs Spartans in the consolation game at 10 a.m. At 1 o'clock, it's going to be the Calgary Blues taking on the Clark County Cubs. And now we just have to wait to decide the American League as the Klamath Falls Falcons play Kelso Premier at 8:30. Stick with us on MyBasin.com as we bring you the nightcap tonight. It's the much-anticipated game between 2 undefeated teams to decide the American League champion next on MyBasin.com. This is Josh Eldridge saying so long from Kiger Stadium.